Basketball season is heating up, and if you've been waiting for the perfect time to get in on the action, now's your shot. I've teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook to bring you an offer you don't want to miss. New customers bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass on us and get $300 if your bet wins. Paid in bonus bets. Sign up using promo code TBC. So don't sit on the sidelines. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. Use promo code TBC and make this season unforgettable.
Hold up. Every day I wake up, wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
I feel like I know him.
Feel like you know him?
I mean, I know Hawkeye.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying. I've been watching him for like the past 20 years, it feels like.
Jeremy Renner, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you feeling, man?
Breakfast Club. Feeling good. Belly's
Early in the
full.
morning?
Very happy. Very blessed to be here.
Mayor of Kingstown season 4 is coming.
That's right, man. That's been a wonderful job. Yeah, I love it, man. It's pretty exciting. We got especially this far into the series. It's the best season so far because I think just because when you know the characters, the
Better than season one?
Huh?
You said better than season one?
Well, yeah. Just because the audience will know all the characters, so now we can take all this instead of having a bunch of B and C and D storylines, we can put everybody into the same narrative. So we're all kind of more watching a movie type of vibe. So pretty excited about that. And there's a lot of amazing characters in the show too. It's pretty diverse.
You played everything from blue collar heroes, the conflicted anti-heroes. What kind of roles challenge you the most at this stage?
Yeah, I think like all those. I think, if you play a bad guy, it's got to be something pretty conflicted. You might, where the audience kind of has a great understanding of why he's a bad guy. And a good guy, you have to have things go wrong for you. Otherwise, we don't have a story, right? So I just look for always complicated characters. I think that's whether you ride the line of. I think I've even kind of built a career of like, is he a good guy or a bad guy? You're not quite sure. He does, or he's both, or just like every human being on the planet, there's a lot of good in a lot of us, and then we can do bad behavior, but can still be a good person, right? These are all just very human sort of traits and behaviors. So I'm kind of attracted to those.
Is it hard to get out of that space when you dive so deep into like those moral gray areas, especially like on a show like Kingstown?
No, yeah. There's such like when I put that suit on, there's just an energy to think. Same with if I suit up for Hawkeye or whatever it might be. It's easy once you shed the skin of the actual skin, you can really kind of emotionally and psychologically, shed that. You kind of have to. You have to practice that.
No, now in the Mayor of King. Okay.
How do you see your character, Mike, on the show? Or do you see him as superhero, anti-hero, something in between? How do you?
I don't know if hero is in there. I think it's. I think there's a moral code to him that's an ethics to him that I'm attracted to. Even though it might come with some gray area, moral gray area as well, being coming from incarceration and. But I think there's something selfless about Mike McCluskey that I'm attracted to. So that does make him more heroic or more good, I think, than bad. Even though there are some moral, gray areas with him. But I think the intention behind him is always forthright and being selfless.
When you look at how you play the Mayor of Kingstown in this show, and then you look at today's America and some of the things that politics is doing now, how do you compare the same?
I think McCluskey's kind of needed. We need. I think. Someone that can kind of grease the wheels on all sides and all kind of smooth the edges of people. I think there's a lot of divisiveness that kind of goes on, and a lot of things that can divide us. And I think what's important is to unite us all, like in Mayor Kingstown, in that world of incarceration. There's people waiting for people to get out of the prison. There's people waiting to get out of prison. There's some people that work in the prison and all different levels of incarceration. How that world works. I think there has to be some sort of grease to kind of unite people in all these different perspectives. Like it happens all the time in real life. With just the prison guard life is a very brutal job, or just being incarcerated. That's a very brutal sort of place and space to be. I think they just had a really cool documentary that came out that was shot in the prisons.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah,
Somebody told me about that
dude,
this weekend.
it's such
I
amazing.
Wow.
I just saw it. I don't know. I can't remember what it was on. It was on Netflix or something. But
Was it something about Alabama?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was in Birmingham Friday, and everybody was telling me about it. I meant to watch it this weekend.
Yeah, but it's sort of like kind of injustices that go on, you know, and incarceration, and so anyways, I just think it's like, you know, I think there is a kind of great need for that, like the morally gray area guy to come in and be able to listen to everybody. I think kind of that's what sort of politicians should do.
Do you think we should do that more? I was going to ask, because in Mayor of Kingstown, you deal with the bad guys and the good guys.
Correct.
But you are the kind of keeping the peace with that side. And I feel like sometimes with mayors and governors, or even, well, I can't even say president, but mayors and governors, it seems like they stay away from the bad guys. Like they just mess with the good guys where they can't make sure there is peace.
Yeah, you know what? I think like money just sort of pushes us around and it forces our hand. And I know. I think capitalism is sort of like the crushing of humanity for us right now. And you know, I don't really lead that way. I kind of lead with a more open heart. And but yeah, I think you're supposed to serve the people, but to serve the people, you have to listen to the people, understand the people, but also the people have to speak out, and right, we have to be vocal, and everybody needs to be witnessed, right? Everybody needs to be understood.
Yeah. And
when we don't feel that way, we get divided, right? And I think we need to find ways to unite, man, because that's what we are. That's how we survive. That's how we succeed. It's how we flourish.
Even if you can't fully understand a person's, story, understand their existence as a human. Like I think the golden rule that we learned as kids, just apply that to everything. Doing to others as you would have them
exactly.
doing to you.
Third grade playground rules
That's
is how
it.
that's my sort of like religion, if you will. It's like all that third grade playground stuff. It's like treat people like you want to be treated, like all that stuff. And it's like if we operate from that accord, if we got like tax breaks for applying those rules, like we would be doing it more often. So I think it's important to. At least it's how I think we can all even agree like that's going to work for all of us.
That would be crazy. Tax breaks based on
for being
behavior.
kind. Yeah, for being kind, for walking someone across the street, or a tax break. Yeah. Then you got everybody hugging each other and walking each other, mowing each other's lawns and shit.
Yeah,
I love that.
Right?
I
mean, that's just called community. That's called humanity, right?
Yeah.
And I think we're in a system that doesn't allow for that to happen, sadly.
How do you humanize a man who operates in a world where power often replaces compassion?
I think that's what I lean on the things. I think the family aspect of him. I lean all the things that do make him to have that fortitude. For like McCluskey has like a strong family ties, right? Half his family's in cops, but he was incarcerated. But we didn't go too much into the backstory of that. But he was incarcerated and didn't do the thing. He was kind of like the scapegoat for why he was incarcerated. But at any rate, there's a code, right? There's a moral code that I think is kind of inspiring. It inspires me, so I really just focus on the things that make him good, that the righteousness of him is about the righteousness of others and not about, it's selfless, right? It's not about him serving himself, and I really like that about the character. I think there's something, if it's anti-hero or heroic about him, it's that selflessness, and I think that's a great message to send.
Absolutely. Now, I wanted to go back a little bit a couple of years ago, right? I remember you were all over the news in 2023. A 14,000-pound snowplow ran you over. You were saving your nephew. Yeah. They say that, they had to revive you. And they said that you were even upset that they revived you because it was like, so break that down. What happened? Please tell us.
Yeah. That was an incident that happened in my driveway on New Year's Day. And it's a lot. I had to spend a lot of time writing a book about it, even. So there's a lot of healing that goes on in that. But yeah, it's like a near-death experience essentially, and it's an incident that transpired. That I have like zero regrets about it. I'd do it again if the same instance would happen. Maybe I'd go about it a little bit differently. But you
saved your nephew, right?
Yeah, my nephew. Yeah, he was at risk. He was going to get ran over by the machine, so I tried to jump back on. I got knocked off of this tank-like machine and tried to jump back on it and it has like these tank tracks, and it's a stupid thing ultimately really to do, but what else are you gonna do? I'm not gonna sit there and watch him get crushed. So I try to jump onto the machine to stop it, and then I got crushed instead. And, but at any rate, we know the end of the story. I'm here and flourishing and happy, and I learned so many great things and gifts that came from dying and coming back. It's if you could.
So you actually died?
Yeah.
Did you see heaven, or did you?
Well, I don't know if we call it heaven, but I guess a version of it is it's pretty amazing. What was really strange though about it all is like I have very specific sort of feelings about it privately, and then there's this doctor I talked to that I talked with on this on the Oprah show that she has, and this guy, all he does is deal with near-death experiences, and then he spoke about sort of the general sort of ideas of things that people experience over the 40 years he's been studying it. And by the time they got to me to ask me questions, I had nothing to say. The guy almost said word for word what I wrote in the book about my personal experience, and it ends up being like really common with everybody that has a near-death experience. So. It's not that I didn't feel special or anything. I just felt like it's actually felt more concrete, resolved about what does happen when you pass or when you almost pass. Or I certainly went away for a minute, for I don't know how much time. It doesn't matter, but it's a pretty interesting experience. And then to know that I wasn't alone in it, or that it wasn't just sort of my one-time shot at it. It was that there's something really concrete about it, and it's beautiful, and it's ultimately, in the short of it, I think, just about love, and it's the only thing sort of you take with you, because like hate, right, a very, very powerful human emotion. It could run a country on it. Love sadly can't, even though it's pretty powerful human emotion, right? But hate only exists on the tails of love, because hate burns hot and fast, and then it dies. So you can't hate forever, but you can love forever. It's perpetuity. And that's the only thing you kind of take with you. And it's a beautiful, it's how I kind of continue on as I walk through the day and breathe through the day and feel blessed and honored to be here. But I only focus on shared experiences with love and people I care about. And nothing else really matters outside that.
How did your nephew appreciate you saving his life?
Oh, yeah. Well, the depths of I have a very, very close family. And my friendships I have for a very long time are also very close. All those just deepened immensely. You kind of those Etch-a-Sketches, right? It's kind of like erasing the Etch-a-Sketch, and everything's kind of cleared away, and just it's more focused and purposeful and intended with everything that we do, every thought that we have, every dream or belief. It starts kind of fresh with, it's pretty good. It's pretty dang good. I tell you what.
Have you asked him to do something simple, and he kind of like hesitate, like I don't feel like. You're like, motherfucker, I saved you.
I don't. I think he's been pretty good. Yeah, everybody, y'all look. I've taken care of him, and he's definitely taken care of me. He's like my sister. But it's her birthday today, and I was just speaking to her. She's on her honeymoon in Italy, and she's like. She was very instrumental in me and during the accident, and being strong-headed and strong-willed about all the stuff to get me better. But my family is we'll all say yes to each other. I don't think we're saying no to each other.
But you're not scared of death at all?
No way. I mean, I wasn't really scared before, but it was really bad, guys. It sucked. And I saw my eyeball with my other eyeball. My legs are all twisted up.
That's crazy.
It's gnarly, right? I'm like 25% titanium in my body, but if that's the worst of it, like this is all you got. This is like probably can't get much worse. Maybe if you lit me on fire, maybe, but your body already kind of shuts down at its nerve endings, and when you have that much kind of trauma going on, so you're only kind of feeling X amount of pain. Your brain, the pain center can only take a certain amount of information. Otherwise, it kind of just overloads, and that's what happened. It was just all overloaded. So I just felt like, it was terrible, but mostly it was like a cramp, and I couldn't breathe. I felt like I was suffocating. That was it. Wow. I mean, I'm oversimplifying it, but so.
Yeah, you definitely are oversimplifying it, because you went from there to you go from that, and then you shoot second season of Mayor of Kingstown.
Yeah,
What were
yeah.
some of those
that was
challenges?
pretty fast. That's pretty fast. You know,
Yes.
from almost a year to date to go into season 3 to shoot.
Season 3, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It was. You know, I was doing pretty well. I was moving around. I was doing really well, and I wanted to get kind of back out into the world. I was always wanting to kind of get back out into the world to kind of push away. Like, okay, yeah, I'm walking again. They said I wouldn't. I'm doing better than I thought I would. But I wanted to kind of get back into the world and start working again. And it was a little early on, because of my energy levels were pretty low. But anyway, I was getting back to work was important to me.
Yeah.
Even though I really struggled, which I found strange, but then not so strange, because obviously Mary Kingstown is fictional, even it's based on a lot of truths, but I'm still saying lines. I'm still playing a character I have to live in reality, in real nonfiction, just to exist through my day, right? I have to breathe, I have to use a lot of energy to walk right and do all these things right at this time. So it felt really weird to go play make-believe when I have to really live in real fucking reality. Sorry, but I have to live in real reality, right? So, it's no joke. So I found that to be a little tricky in the beginning, but then once I got, it was really more, also my blood work was really bad. My hemoglobin, if you know anything about that, is a 2. It was like kind of the blood of a dead man. So I had no energy. I had no, my mitochondria, everything was all messed up. So once I got that corrected and did some hormone replacement, all these other different things, I got more energy. And then I really started to flourish more through. And then playing make-believe was a little bit more palatable, I suppose.
How were you spiritually before the accident? Did you believe in God? Or?
Yeah. I mean, I'm certainly godly, but my dad is a theologist, so I studied every religion growing up. So I don't really subscribe to any particular type of organized religion, but I definitely am a godly sort of spiritual guy. So none of that's ultimately really changed. Outside, I still believe in something that's, I don't know what brought me back. Like I wasn't, when I died, I didn't want to come back.
I heard that.
But something brought me back. Something outside of it. I don't know what it was.
So there was nobody there on the other side, like, no, it's not your time, Jeremy.
No. If it's anyone, there's no time, place, and space. So it's everyone, all things, all at once. You know, I saw me the same age as I was with my dad or my mom or anybody. You're just all at once. It's all happening at once, and it's magnificent and peaceful and quiet. But so there's nothing that like ripped me back or a thing. I just remember coming more back into consciousness, and I saw my eyeball in the ice. I'm like, oh, I'm back in this body. I was just doing so good. I was doing so good. But then I'm like, all right, here we go. We got to overcome these obstacles and start breathing again. And, and thank God, that I was, pulled back, even though I didn't want to be.
Did it make you appreciate God even more when you came back?
I don't know if more. I think look, I don't know if it's about appreciating God more. I think it's about I think I appreciate like love more, or I really just wiped away all the white noise of nonsense that I gave credence to. There's so many things that I gave value to that doesn't really have any value, and I continue down that path, whether that's a path of God or not. It's just like I just only do things that are very purposeful and very intended. I don't do anything otherwise. I don't do anything I don't do anything with my one toe. It's either all in or not. Everything I do is with great purpose and great clarity. And it's very freeing, right? When we allow ourselves to not get our own way, not to just be so focused on what we really want and what we really want, and like what really has value. And I had to go to the nth degree, right, to learn that. I mean, it's partially why I was kind of writing a book about it. Maybe if anybody else could grab onto some of the blessings, because I got so many great gifts and blessings from being tested to my limits and squeezing all the crap out of me, I suppose,
The book is My Next Breath.
Yeah.
Is it true that Marvel reportedly cut your salary in half because of the snowplow incident? That was
not because of the snowplow incident.
Okay.
No, it's just because if they want to do season 2 and they're just offered half the amount to do season 2, I'm like, yeah, of course I'd love to do it, but it's going to take a lot of physical work to get back into it. So, and also just the timing, because it would take a little bit more time for me to physically do the role. And maybe I just wasn't ready last year. It's like maybe it'll happen, you know, in a year or two to come, you know. But because I am still in recovery right now, it will be for the rest of my life. But I'm just getting stronger every day, you know.
Are you in Doomsday and Secret Wars and all that stuff?
No.
Damn.
No.
Are you afraid? Because you know it's the multiverse now. They can just bring another Hawkeye from another dimension and pay him half.
Yeah, there you go. If they want to do that, they can go ahead. By all means, you can do that. I'm pretty busy myself.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you something. I was going to say, was it difficult getting back, right? And the reason I'm asking is, your fans, a lot of times fans don't care what you're going through, right? You just said all the stuff that you're going through with hemoglobin and your blood and your eye on the table. Yeah. Most people don't see that.
Snow.
It was not on the table.
I'm sorry. But, you know, how do you deal with fans with that? Because they still want their celebrity. They still want their hero. They still want that time, that talk time. How did you deal with that?
It's the strange thing about that, because most of my relationship with fans or just people in general across the planet is really shifted from a guy that slung arrows to like a guy that overcame some real human obstacles. So it's less selfies. I still take selfies. There's still like, you know, signing, you know, bobbleheads and all this stuff, right? But there's a greater awareness to like, you know, I'll get people to just walk by me and be like, I'm glad you're with us. Man, good on you for overcoming that thing. Like, you're a good man. Whatever the heck it is, it's something really connective and really human exchange that I get with people, whether fans or not, or but it's less sort of like I just, because selfies are kind of like, you know, vampirish kind of activity. It's like you want to take something. But now it's people who are more giving typically. Gotcha. But there's still, I spend, you know, as soon as I land here, I'm signing stuff and But I don't take offense to that stuff. I don't think they're forgetting about things, because actually one gal gave me this beautiful, like they do this penciled, like really fine dot thing. It's a drawing of like it's of my face, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. How much time did that take? Like a week or whatever. Anyway, I just think that, you know, I find that people have been more thoughtful and kind. You know, it's not everyone, but you know, I just think generally there's been a great shift, and it's not so much about the fandom of things. You know, there's a real truth.
You love your fans, because you even created an app, right, where your fans can like interact with you. Oh,
something? I did that back in the day when, because I was not a big social media fan, because there's so many people on it. So I was trying to have, if I was going to communicate, let me do it with real fans, not just people that are bots or whoever the heck's up on social media. Right. I don't trust any of that stuff. So yeah, I did that like for maybe like a year or so, and it was fun to actually to really engage, because you know who your audience is. Yeah. Because it was a very specific audience. But it ended up taking too much time, so I just couldn't continue it. Yeah. You know, I had to be a dad too, and all these other things, right? So
I got you, but I bet your fans love that.
Yeah, for the time I had it.
When you first joined the Marvel Universe, did you imagine it would become such a defining part of your career? I'm sure you get yelled at. People yell Hawkeye at you every day.
Oh yeah. And I'm glad I really went down the road with it, but no one ever expected it. Even like the Marvel people were like kind of taken aback by it all, but it happened pretty quickly from Iron Man and then into the first Avengers. Essentially, moved pretty quick, and what a great, you know, I don't know, what are we, 13, 14 years into it, and still kind of in the ring, still fighting, still throwing punches and taking punches. It's a fun world, and you know, the friendships that were formed out of it. I mean, it started off like so bizarre. Some of us knew each other before we started filming the Avengers, but then there's like Hemsworth we didn't know, and a few other people, and but it's strange. It's like a Halloween costumes. We're all like wearing these bizarre outfits and like these props, it's foam hammer and all these weird things, and we were like, what do we do? We're all like, what are we doing? We're like, I don't know. Like, let's just, you know, at least we're doing it together. And it worked out, you know, pretty great, right? It ended up being like, I got really great friendships out of the deal that have, you know, really great value in my life. You know, been through a lot of marriages, divorces, and kids, and all these great things, you know.
How strict was the script? Because I always think about this one line, right? It was an Endgame. And it was when y'all was arguing about after Natalia died. Natalie.
Oh, yeah.
Died. And you say, maybe you want to go talk to him, okay? Go grab your hammer and you go fly and talk to him. I'm like, it just sounded off in the script. I don't know why.
It's probably because I made that one up.
You did, right?
Yeah.
I knew it. I know, like, there's no way somebody wrote that.
And you were right.
They told you to improvise in that moment?
Well, yeah, they'll, you know, with the Rooster Brothers on that one, where you have certain freedoms to, you know, look, it's not about, you know, where the best line can always win, especially, but you know, that's not a comedic one. Usually it's about comedy stuff. Well, if we throw in something that's very charactery, it's like, it's never, you can be loose with some things. It depends on the, you know, you never want to mess with the obvious storylines and things like that, and things have to always be truthful. So, but that was like a very heated sort of, you know, kind of human.
You're grieving.
Yeah, and a lot of us are in it's you know, with the Hulk, he chucked something across the lake, and I think everyone's got their own feelings, but yeah, and also like, you know, Hawkeye's, he doesn't have any superpower. He's not like really like a superhero. He is, but he's, you know, he's like the dad of the Marvel universe in a lot of ways, you know. So, you know, he and that line is just something very sort of kind of pragmatic of like, yeah, you can go fly around with your superpower, super Fabio, you know, whatever thing, right? It's just something, you know, truthful as you can be, you know. Yeah, they wouldn't put it in if it wasn't truthful. So
yeah, I want to ask you something in regards to Marvel. You know, you've had some controversies, you know, allegations your ex-wife made about you, but why did Marvel stick with you but was quick to discard somebody like Jonathan Majors?
I don't know. I don't know if there's what's the difference between, you know, gossip and then the difference between anything else. I don't know enough about Jonathan and his situation to know. I know they had big plans for that character. That's for sure. So whatever transpired, that sucks. I think if there's due diligence, I think really has to be played out. So I don't know enough information to know.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't seem fair in how it happened. I mean, y'all situations have nothing to do with each other, but I'm just talking about the overall, you know, arc of Marvel. Yeah. Well, that I think there's a bigger kind of scope to that. Just, you know, like, you know, the idea of public opinion becoming part of like a court process or something like that. It's like, well, how about law and all that? You know, like when did, like, you know, public opinion become more valuable than the actual truth or real, you know, anything on any situation. Absolutely. Right? And we've had that for a while, ever since with media and social media and all that sort of stuff, sort of connectivity. And, you know, I think it's kind of dangerous, if you ask me, you know. I agree.
I think it's pretty dangerous. Like all the cancel culture and all that sort of stuff. It's like, wow, man, that just makes me want to run and hide from, like, and why put yourself out there and do anything for anybody at all? You know, it's like, it's really kind of,
anybody can say anything.
Yeah, and they can. And it's so silly.
And don't get me wrong, I'm glad Marvel didn't, right? I'm glad Marvel saw allegations for what they was and stuck by you. I just wonder why they didn't extend that same grace to somebody like Jonathan. You see him on video running away from a situation.
Yeah. I don't know. I do not know.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you for joining us. Season 4, Mayor of Kingstown.
Hold on, wait, this man sings. Are you still doing music?
Yeah, I still do music. Music's always been like number one in my life.
What type of music? Pop, country, rap? What are you talking about?
He does not rap, yo.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't rap. Yeah.
So you still are making music because it is your passion.
Yeah. I still do music. Just haven't had the time. I've been kind of, since the incident, I just prioritized my time right now, and it's with my family and my daughter, and my health, and then my foundation.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, there you have it. Jeremy Renner, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check out Season 4, Mayor of Kingstown, premieres on the 26th on Paramount Plus, and it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Hold up. Every day I wake up, wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?